Pokemon Go is the new hot shit. From the normiest of normies to the neckbeardiest of basement dwellers, everybody and their goddamn mother is losing their mind over Pokemon Go. And for good reason, it's fucking great. For the first time in history, a video game is actually making me want to go outside and be active. Wii Fit Pad, eat your heart out. It's kind of weird when I think about it. As a kid, all I ever wanted to do was sit inside and play video games all day. And now as an adult with a job that forces me to sit inside and play video games all day, all I ever want to do is go outside. How the tables have turned. Niantic has, or Neontic? These guys have really outdone themselves, managing to create a fun game that encourages getting exercise outside, exploring your town, and meeting new people, all while fulfilling the dream that I think we've all had at one point in our lives, to be the best like no one ever was. Despite only the first generation of Pokemon being available to capture at the moment, which is weird because you can still get Dark Steel and Fairy type moves, which weren't even in Gen 1, the game still offers a wide variety of Pokemon to catch. Sure, the original 151 might not seem so big when compared to the current 721, and that's without Gen 7, but I promise you'll be kept plenty busy trying to hunt down and collect what we have now. I mean, I've been playing a ton since release, and I've only managed to catch like 61 of the bastards. I think that has a lot to do with where I live, though. You see, this game is clearly designed to favor more urban places like populated cities with a bunch of stuff around it, not so much rural suburban areas. The game relies entirely on a GPS, and it has a predetermined spawn rate for each and every Pokemon for any given area in the world. From what I've seen, higher population and denser amount of houses/buildings around you equals more things spawning, which gives a definite advantage to people who find themselves in locations such as that. For people that live in more rural suburban areas such as myself, though, we have it a bit harder. Like, I could walk down the street for 15 minutes straight and not get a single encounter, but for all of my friends who live in cities like New York or LA, for example, they sometimes just find Pokemon hanging out in their own home. On top of that, they also have a much easier time collecting items and Pokecoins due to all of the Pokespots and gyms around them, so that's pretty unfairly boosted too. Yeah, the only way to collect certain items like potions and revives, both of which are like required for fighting gyms by the way, is to get up and actually go to one of these predetermined locations on the map that holds a few of these things. These locations can be just about anything in the real world, from banks to signs to statues to graffiti, and just about everything in between. Now surprisingly, as I said, not many things like that are really out here in the rural suburbs of Kansas, so me along with everyone else who knows my kind of pain, kind of got the shit end of the stick here. So aside from running around and catching Pokemon all day, what else can you actually do in this game? When you hit level 5 and challenge a gym for the first time, which can also be any random place like a church or a statue, etc., you have the option to join one of 3 gangs. I mean, teams. No, I think I was more accurate with gangs. You get to decide whether to be one of the yellows, Team Instinct, the blues, Team Mystic, or the shitters, Team Valor. Listen, I try to tolerate Instinct and Valor the best that I can, but the cold hard truth is that if you're not a part of Team Mystic, you're really just nothing more than a second-class citizen. Now don't get mad at me for saying that, that's just the truth. Now I will actually give a pass to some yellow bros out there who live in places like Compton or Chicago, though. I understand how affiliating yourself with either the color red or blue can be a bit, you know, dangerous in places like that. Anyway, you and the rest of your team compete against the other 2 teams to fight for control over various gyms scattered throughout the world. You and your team work together to defend your territory, or go out and attack and claim other people's. And the more I say this out loud, the more it's starting to sound like literal textbook turf wars. Actually, hold that thought, hang on one second, let me just, turf war, an acrimonious dispute between rival groups over territory or a particular sphere of influence. Yeah, okay, they are literally gangs then. This game promotes gang violence. I know it might sound silly, but whenever I roll up to a red gym at like 1 in the morning and see 3 other cars parked there, I kind of genuinely fear that I'm about to get robbed and murdered for repping the wrong colors. Now that I think about it, this game kind of seems like a logistical nightmare. I mean, like, the entire point is to wander back and forth in real life trying to catch these things, right? So you're gonna have people suspiciously walking back and forth on private property, in front of schools and banks, and most dangerous of all, people who play while driving. Personally, I've already had not one, but 2 encounters with the police while playing this game. The first time, I got pulled over for driving like 20 miles under the speed limit. Now, I know this is a stupid thing to do, but in my defense, there was a Bulbasaur nearby, and that was the last of the 3 starters that I needed to catch. So, like, what did you want me to do? The second time, I was walking around my old elementary school at like midnight, and some concerned parent must have called the cops thinking that I was trying to break in or something. I'll tell you this right now, there's nothing more awkward than explaining to a middle-aged police officer why an 18-year-old is breaking the law to catch virtual monsters on his phone. Thankfully though, since I stacked 10 points into charisma, I got away without any tickets or anything. How many people though do you think have been in situations similar to mine but didn't get away with it? And on top of that, we're already getting a bunch of reports on how this game is leading to car crashes, muggings, falling off of cliffs, and much, much more. So it brings up the question, how long until Niantic gets sued? Let's all hope the answer is never, because A, I mean, that's just kind of natural selection, and B, because as I've said, Pokemon Go is the shit, and I don't want to see it go anywhere anytime soon. Now, it's hard to gauge when exactly this Pokemania will start to die down, because, I mean, let's be honest, people are going to just get bored eventually and stop playing, but for the time being, I'm having a great time, and just about everybody I know is having a great time too. My only regret is not buying 1,000 shares of Nintendo before Pokemon Go's release, because holy shit, they're actually making money again. Which is great because God knows that this thing didn't do much for them. Anyway, I think that's enough rambling for one day, and I got Pokemon to go catch, so that's gonna be it for this video. For those of you who haven't hopped on the bandwagon yet, go do so. It's completely free, and I promise you'll have a good time. And also make sure to join Team Mystic or else you're dead to me. Okay, thanks for watching, bye, roll the outro!